may not necessarily be the psychology of it, but I'm going to entitle it the psychology of discipline. Because at one point when you're a baby, your mother and your father are your discipline, or at least when you're misbehaving, your mother and father are the ones who enforce it. And then as you get older, if they can't handle you, they'll ask for help from maybe your older siblings, from their mom and dad, from their siblings, from their relatives and friends. And if you're under a certain age and it's not a bad enough crime to be tried as an adult, they might do something like send you off to a foster home, off to a boarding school, put you up for adoption, things like that. Maybe even, assault you and punish you and abuse you, kind of stuff like that. Those kind of things happen at a young age. Then you get to an older age, and when you get over 18, you can't just say, hey, mommy, daddy, punish me, I was bad, anything like that. You go through the little things. You go through like the county courthouses or the little Commonwealth stuff. If you do little slap on the wrist things and go and pay a fine or something, and then you do something worse, you get put to jail, and then you do something even worse, you get longer jail and different kind of security measures. And then if you do bad enough, you have to go through the what is it called, death row, or lethal injection, or basically you're terminated. But along those lines, that whole time, somebody had to be the role. When the mother was like, I can't handle my kids, I need somebody to help me. So they had to set up that institution. And then when that got overwhelming, they had to set up a bigger institution, and a bigger institution, and a bigger institution. And all those places had to get filled with jobs. So I guess that's where it changed from the psychology to discipline to something else. It's just the way we treat each other. Discipline and I don't know what the word would be. Whatever you think you are. Like when you get your job. Say somebody had to go get that job as a police officer or as a whatever. And when they were little, they were once a kid. They got older and they got a job. And once they got that job, they had a boss that told them they had to do stuff. And at first, it was hard to adjust to that new thing. And after a while, you adjust to it. But then say you get a job that's something like a police officer or something major like that. When things go wrong, people complain to you. So you have to button up your measures, So then as time goes on, you make more rules, more measures. And they're only making the rules and the measures because people themselves could not handle themselves or handle the children they created, because they brought children into the world with the wrong intentions, with the wrong state of mind, and with the wrong moral values in order to raise children. So after that happens and you start passing the discipline off to somebody else, they're not going to worry about treating them like a good little child or a child of theirs. They're going to treat them like a stranger. They're going to treat them like an outcast. If a parent outcasts a kid, boom. But then there's also other things like people that have great parents and get turned into a different person from the people they hang out with, their friends, their teachers, the society they're in, the movies they watch, all those kind of things. And those things are all possible. People try to say, video games and stuff doesn't create violence. No, it doesn't create violence. Violence was already created. But it numbs people's senses to everything. Kids playing video games at 6 years old, blowing off heads, seeing heads getting cut off on movies, don't think that big of violence. And will also say something like, I'll cut your head off. Do you like hearing kids say that stuff? Do you like hearing kids say, fuck you, man, I'll kick your ass, when you hear like a 7 or 8 year old saying that? No, man, it's not okay. We have to step up and do something. But then they take away, you can't discipline your kids, can't spank them, can't do this, can't do that. Nah, I don't want to spank my kids anyway. But we have to find measures that work. And what we need to do is work together as parents for our kids, as people for our society, and as beings for our world. And when we do, the magic happens. I know I say that a lot because it's the truth. Once we work together, the magic happens. Period. Nothing else but that. All right? Later.